Flyway Conference tilt. It is the crosstown rivalry game. The WLA Vikings, they made the trip a couple of miles across town to visit the Ledge and St. Mary's Springs Academy. This is your Holiday Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac pregame show on 95 and 96.1 The Rock. WLA currently sitting at 8-2 in the Flyway Conference. They're 10-8 overall, playing some pretty tough non-conference competition. Meanwhile, the Ledgers, the Fond du Lac St. Mary's Springs, at 6-4 in the Flyway Conference, and they're 9-10 overall. The Vikings, they've won 4 out of the last 5 games, so they're playing pretty well toward the end of the regular season. Meanwhile, the Ledgers have lost 2 games in a row and 2 crucial losses to Laconia last Tuesday, the 9th of February, and a tough home loss to Omro last week Friday, 70-44 in that ball game. The Ledgers were down by 5 at the half, and Omro came out guns a-blazing in the second half and dispatched the Ledgers of St. Mary's Springs to get that win on the road and drop the Ledgers to a position where they're no longer vying for a conference championship. What they're playing for now is a decent pitch at the seeding meetings, which are taking place this weekend. This is the final regular season game before those seeding meetings taking place for WLA and St. Mary's Springs. Of course, across the state of Wisconsin, those seeding meetings are this weekend. So how do you state your case? You want to go into that meeting with a win, and that would be quite a win for the Ledgers here tonight to knock off the Vikings of WLA. We'll come back with more of your Holiday Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac pregame show. This is high school basketball on the Flyway tonight on 95 and 96.1 The Rock, and video streamed at radioplusinfo.com. On the Flyway Conference here tonight is presented in part by your Edward Jones Financial Advisors, Dan Sprader, Ben Berchi, Pam Tellefson, Steve Milne, Doug Shireman, and Jeff Wills of Fond du Lac. Give them a call here today. We're coming to you live from St. Mary's Springs Academy on top of the ledge here tonight. The Vikings and Ledgers getting set to do battle in this Flyway Conference tilt. The other big game in the Wisconsin Flyway tonight is Laconia at Omro. If Laconia can somehow knock off the Omro Foxes, it would be it'd be a pretty incredible feat, and Laconia would have a chance to get that championship and at least share the conference championship. If Amro wins that here tonight and WLA loses, then the Vikings would drop out of contention for that championship, and Amro would win the championship outright with only one setback in the Flyweight Conference, and the Vikings couldn't catch him in that regard. So we'll talk more about that and kind of break down things, how things look in the Wisconsin Flyweight Conference coming up here in just a couple of moments. We'll take another brief time out, and we'll come back with both head coaches, Jeremiah Hoffman of the Vikings and Kyle Krieger of the Ledgers. This is your Holiday Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac pregame show on 95 and 96.1 The Rock. On The Rock. We're video streaming tonight's game as well at RadioPlusInfo.com. You can go there. You can watch tonight's Springs and WLA Flyweight Conference tilt. And Jeremiah Hoffman, the head coach of the Vikings, with us here. Coach, always a pleasure. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's a fun time of year.
We're talking off the air that this is really winding things down here. You want to get this one last good push going into the seeding meeting on Saturday.
Yeah, and that's important. And also, we're right in the middle of, we control our own destiny. If we can get a couple wins here, starts with tonight, then we have a chance to share a conference title.
You have Springs tonight, and Amro, they play Laconia tonight, so there's another game to watch in the Flyweight Conference. It's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's one of those years where finally somebody doesn't have it wrapped up with 2 weeks to go, and these games are really important. A lot of different scenarios, a lot of things can happen still for a couple teams. So it's fun. It's fun to be in a game that matters.
Winning 4 out of your last 5. Talk about that.
Yeah, we've been playing a little better. Played some of the teams that aren't, near the top of the conference, but at the same time building confidence and trying to work on some things and get better. It's been kind of a streaky season for us. We started out losing a couple in a row and then won a bunch in a row and then lost a couple in a row and now we're playing a little better. So hopefully we can keep that going.
You go into the seeding meetings on Saturday. You want some momentum. You want to win here tonight. Let's say you get a win here tonight. What's your sales pitch at the seeding meeting on Saturday?
Yeah, I think a lot depends on what happens with some of the other teams. But I think what we can say is that we still have a chance to win conference. We've played, I think, a very respectable, very difficult non-conference schedule. We've played schools that are bigger than us and that are frankly, good. And so that's why maybe we're 12-8 or 13-8 instead of with 2 or 3 losses. It's all about how you schedule, and hopefully that pays off for us in the long run.
Challenge against Springs tonight. What is that challenge?
Yeah, they're balanced. They've got the 2 big guys, Miller and Fyan, that play well, and then they've got pieces on the perimeter. And so you can't just try and take away one thing. You got to play a complete game. They're kind of like us. They've played very, very well at times, and other times, like we have, you wonder what's going on. So I think it's a good matchup. The teams match up well. It should be fun.
We were talking off the air. I did your first game of the year at Campbell Sport, and that seems like a long time ago. But the season really isn't that long. It's just a lot of games built up into the schedule.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things that go on. But yeah, it's Thanksgiving is a distant memory, and now you're starting to think about St. Patty's Day and the spring coming and the golf season going. So yeah, it goes fast.
Coach Hoffman, good luck tonight. Any injuries? Anything going on there?
No, we're in good shape.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Jeremiah Hoffman, the head coach of the Vikings. More after this. .95 and 96.1 The Rock. Welcome back into your Holiday Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac pregame show or video streaming tonight's game as well. Tell your friends, tell the masses. Log on radioplusinfo.com. Kyle Krieger with us here, head coach of the Ledgers. Hi, Coach.
Hey, Nick, how's it going today?
It's going fine. I'm allowed back in here. Last couple of times out haven't gone the Ledgers way, so thanks for opening up the door for me again.
It wasn't me that let you in. Somebody else must have done that. They went behind my back to let you in. Yeah. No, just kidding.
But a big matchup tonight. It looks to be a full house. The Vikings come across town. Senior night tonight, and kind of a cross-town fun rivalry game tonight between the Ledgers and Vikings.
Exactly. It's I think both teams, the players respect each other, the coaches respect each other. It's a friendly rivalry. You never know what's going to happen. We played them last time, real low-scoring game, 19-15 or something like that at half, and then the final, I don't know, it was like 49-44. You never know what's going to happen. They've been hotter than us here down the stretch. I think they're 12-8, and we've been struggling. Well, last week we struggled, so we're 9-10. So we'll see. We need to bounce back from last week.
You have the Vikings tonight. Some momentum. Hopeful momentum going into the seeding meetings this weekend. We're in Division 4, of course, and some tough teams in your bracket and in your regional there. What is your message going into that?
Well, we talked about that a little bit yesterday in practice. Hey, we'd like to win against WLA. They've played a couple teams in our region, so that could pull a little weight come seeding time on Sunday afternoon. But right now, I mean, just winning the ball game is more important than our regional seeding meeting on Sunday at Random Lake. And we just got to get back to playing hard You know, I as we had a little meeting yesterday after practice, I thought the first half against Amro, we competed pretty hard. They were definitely outplaying us, but we were competing. Then when we had some things not go our way in the second half, I think we lost that competitive edge, which is unusual for our teams. And, you know, really it's quite embarrassing. So we're hoping to get back and compete and play as hard as we can. And who knows if that'll help us win the game, but it's surely not going to hurt us. So that's, you know, key number one tonight is just playing hard.
Any injuries tonight, Coach? How's Austin Fine doing?
Austin with his with that ankle has been bothering him for a month. He's been wearing a boot for 3 weeks. He treatment every day, sometimes twice a day, and then but he'll play. Clay Scheffner sprained his ankle pretty bad Monday night in the last 10 minutes of practice. So he is one of those game time decisions. He's, you know, been treated, been iced, he's taped, he's ready to go. We'll see how it goes in warm-ups, and then we'll make a decision. And then it'll be, hey, you know, do we try to get him healthy, or do we play him tonight? You know, of course he wants to play. Of course the coach wants him to play, but, you know, we'll have to be smart about it.
Coach, best of luck. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Nick.
Kyle Krieger is the head coach of the Ledgers, and more of your Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, GMC Cadillac pregame show next.
Good evening and welcome to the historic sold-out 100th Gymnasium for Senior Night. And tonight's matchup between the WLA Vikings and St. Mary's Christian Academy Ledgers.
Pause momentarily for the national anthem and come back after this. This is high school boys basketball on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
St. Mary's Springs, the flyweight conference, and the WIA promote good sportsmanship at all athletic events. Keep in mind that this is a high school athletic event and is an extension of the classroom. Good sportsmanship is expected by all involved in tonight's contest. At this time, please stand and remove your hats for tonight's prayer, followed by the national anthem. Heavenly Father, please watch over all competing tonight. Provide the players with the gifts of teamwork and team spirit. Help all of us to be mindful of displaying good sportsmanship at all times, keeping our comments positive and respectful. Help all of us to glorify you through this competition. We ask this in your name. Amen. And now, the St. Mary's Springs Academy vocal jazz group.
tonight. We are video streaming this game as well. You can check that out at radioplusinfo.com. Colby and Ike on the video stream here tonight. Andy back at the radio station. Great job, of course, as always, in our engineering duties this evening. WLA at 12-8, St. Mary Springs at 9-10, but more importantly, the Vikings are 8-2 in the conference. Springs at 6-4 in the conference. WLA needs a win to keep pace with the leaders of the Wisconsin Flyaway Conference and to put on, of course, a good pitch at the seeding meetings coming up on Saturday for the Vikings. Springs needs the same, needs a win here tonight to keep pace with some of the other teams in their regional and put on a pretty good pitch in that regard. Taking a peek at your Baker Cheese first string starting lineups. Baker Cheese, get yours today at your local grocery store. We'll start off with the visiting team, the WLA Vikings, a 6'4" senior guard. He's averaging on the season for WLA 17.8 a game, and that is pretty good. That's good for number 3 in the conference in scoring behind Drew Gunnick for Laconia, Travis Pomplin for Omro. Again, Mitch McFarland, 17.8 a game. 5'11" senior, number 3, Joe Harrowig, a 6' senior. Number 4, Justin Kraus. The big men for the Vikings, 6'6" sophomore, number 33, Noah Lorenz, and a 6'3" junior, number 24, Eric Schmitz. On senior night, the Ledgers will start all seniors here tonight, and they'll begin with a 5'11" senior guard, number 3, Ricky Stagbauer. 5'11" senior guard, number 4, Jake Baker. 6'1" guard, he's a senior, number 13, Owen Sparts. Owen making his first varsity start of his career tonight on senior night. 6'5" senior, he's a center, number 15, Austin Fine, and a 6'8" center, number 44, averaging on the season 11 points a game. Leading scorer for the Ledgers, number 44, Kurt Miller. This will be the first time all year that Kurt Miller and Austin Fine will be in the starting lineup together here tonight. We'll see Josh Ditter, the other senior on this Ledger team. There are 6 seniors. 5, of course, could only start, but we'll see. Again, Josh Ditter making his second making a second half start here for the St. Mary Springs Academy Ledgers. We'll take a timeout and we'll come back with more. This is your Holiday Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac pregame show. 95 and 96 The Rock.
At 6'1", forward number 20, Josh Ditter. And it's 6'8", center, number 44, Kurt Miller.
with us here tonight. A little technical issue with our radio broadcast and syncing up to our video stream here tonight, but we are set and we are going here tonight again from St. Mary Springs Academy. Taking a peek at Ledgers with basketball now, traveling to the left side of our radio dial here, and our video screen. Jake Baker pulls up from the mid-range jumper. That one doesn't go, and near save there taken by the WLA Vikings. And here comes Mitch McFarland to the other end for the Vikings. Now we'll touch to Eric Schmitz. Schmitz will look over on the right-hand side to Justin Kraus. Kraus goes to Lorenz in the corner. Go back to Joe Herwig. Herwig now looks for Eric Schmitz. Schmitz loses it high on the left-hand side. Now goes to Mitch McFarland. McFarland's got the basketball. Goes for Joe Herwig. Herwig now goes on the right side for Kraus. Kraus now skips away across court for Joe Herwig. Herwig puts it on the deck. He's cut off by Kurt Miller. The big man steps in front of him there. 2-0 in favor of the Ledgers on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. Off the miss, there's a tip-in for Noah Lorenz. He'll score there, and score is 2-2 on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. Again, very early going so far in this basketball game. They dump it inside for Austin Fine, and Fine cannot connect there. Taken back the other way by Justin Kraus, goes out of bounds. And that's going to go off of WLA and Springs basketball. Last time these two teams met, it was won by WLA in a pretty tight ball game from Bago, 49-44. Owen Sparks touches it high on the left-hand side. Now he'll dump it for Miller. Miller goes to Fine, can't control, back to Austin down low, and that gets partially rejected by Schmitz. Nice job by Eric Schmitz to partially reject the basketball now, and Schmitz will come back the other end with it. Gives it up top of the key for McFarland. McFarland now looks, dumps it over to Joe Herwig. Herwig now over to Lorenz. Lorenz to the corner in Justin Kraus. Now goes for Schmitz. Schmitz now looks to McFarland, working from the corner. Posting up is Lorenz. Fine is going to front him and has got to give it up to Schmitz. Schmitz top of the key, a dribble with the left hand. He'll flip it over on the left-hand side to Kraus. Kraus looks for Joe Herwig with the basketball now, and for Mitch McFarland. McFarland puts a move on there. He's got to dish it over to Lorenz. Again, we are a couple of minutes in, 2-2 ball game on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. They go for Mitch McFarland's rebound and tie up there. Jump ball is the call, and the WLA Vikings retain possession. Ditter comes in off the bench. Austin Fine will take a seat. Battling and doing some battle with that ankle. Clay Scheffner is suited up. We'll see if he will play here tonight. He's also battling an ankle injury. Top of the key, 3-ball. That one's no good by Joe Herwig. They dump it inside off the offensive glass. McFarland to Lorenz, up and in. There's Noah Lorenz, who's got 4 points, and got a 4-2 ball game in favor of the Vikings on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. Jake Baker's got it top of the key, and now we'll go to Owen Sparks on the deck with it. Owen Sparks traveling down the right side. No, 3-ball. Ricky Stagbauer got it. Ricky Stagbauer with a Ledger lead, 5-4 on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. Lorenz will dump it over to McFarland. McFarland long two. That one bangs off the front of the rim. No, Ricky Stagbauer there for the rebound. Stagbauer goes ahead with it to Ditter. Ditter rips it back down to Baker. Baker on the deck with it, finds Ricky, top of the key, puts it on, crossover dribble. Now dribbles to the left elbow. Now goes for Jake Baker. Baker cut off on the baseline and throws up a shot off the glass and scores. There's Jake Baker with a 2-point bucket, 7-4 Ledger 3-point lead on your Ignesian Bone & Joint House scoreboard. Justin Kraus now touches it, goes over on the left-hand side to Herwig. Herwig inside, Lorenz up and under. Noah Lorenz got fouled on the way up, and he's going to go to the free throw line again for the Vikings. Lorenz averaging 10.3 a game. Him and McFarland are the leading scorers again for the Vikings. Ledgers have lost 2 in a row. They lost at Laconia last Tuesday and then lost to Omro last week Friday, the 9th of February. Lorenz connecting there. He's got all of the Vikings points so far. If you are listening into the broadcast here tonight, shoot me an email, Nick R. at WFDL.com. That's NICKR at WFDL.com. Bauer Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, they sponsor our injury report, and no injuries for the Vikings. Scheffner's a little banged up. Austin Fine still nursing that sore ankle. He is dinged up as well. But other than that, we are all clear on the injury report. 7-6 as Lorenz hits both free throws moments ago. Ledgers lead on their home court on your Ignesian Bone and Joint Health scoreboard. With the basketball now, they dump it inside looking for a post-up move, can't find it, and the Vikings come away with the basketball. Springs turnover. Bounce pass for McFarland. McFarland goes sky high down the left side of the lane, and a defensive foul on the Ledgers. Foul is called on Springs. Good job by McFarland. Took off with it, went streaking down the left side of the lane. Foul is called on Ricky Stagbauer, I believe. That's his first personal foul. Shot on the way from McFarland. That one's in. Mitch McFarland with his first bucket of the night. It's a free throw. Got a 7-7 ball game. Shot on the way, and that one is no good, but an offensive putback by WLA. 9-7 with the lead. And it's a mini 6-2 run in favor of the Vikings. Shot on the way, and that one's no good. Lorenz there for the clear-out rebound. He'll go ahead to McFarland. McFarland goes to the corner with it. Back to Mitch. Mitch inside the paint's got to give it up to Joe Herwig. Herwig now goes over to Zach Wright, who checked in now. Finds McFarland off the window. No. Lorenz there for the rebound. Got fouled on the way up, and Noah Lorenz going to the free throw line again. He's a very talented sophomore. And checking in is Jackson Schrader. Next dead ball. First one's up, and it is in by Lorenz. And Noah Lorenz has got 9 points early in this basketball game. 12:25 left to go in the first half. 10-7 Vikings. Shot up and good. And the run is 8-2 in favor of the Vikings. Stagbauer to the forecourt with it. And no, I'm sorry, that's Bauer to the forecourt with it. Fine, got rejected on the way up, and there's Mitch McFarland. McFarland far side of the court, passes it near side wing for Wright. Goes down low in the corner. And he's going to go to Wright for a three. Lefty got it. Swish. Nothing but net by Zach Wright. And the run right now is 11-2. And there's a near steal. Bauer will rip it back down. Checking in now is Maul. Josh Maul is into the ball game. Ditter now will touch it top of the key. Ditter now goes over to Sparts. A three. Owen bangs it off the back of the bracket. Bauer's there for the rebound. Blake Bauer with the offensive glass here for the Ledgers. They dump it inside for Austin Fine. Double team. Got to kick it back over to Sparts. Sparts to Maul. Maul now looking Ditter. Ditter inside. Got stripped on the way up, and WLA will regather. Might have got away with a travel there. Ledgers wanted it. Three ball, corner pocket, Schrader, no. And there's a good offensive board by Zach Wright. Wright goes to McFarland. McFarland near side wing for Herwig. Herwig down low inside. Schrader gets it tipped around. Springs turnover. They'll come the other way with it. Springs. McFarland now will touch it. There goes Mitch up skying high. He got it tipped up and out of his lap by Blake Bauer. Good hustle by Blake to chase it down and run it down. And Kyle Krieger wants to talk about it. It's a 11-2 run in favor of the Vikings. We'll come back after this. High school basketball tonight on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
Ask your healthcare provider.
Jerry Ty Roofing would like to thank all the athletes for their efforts in each competition. Jerry Ty Roofing has been in business for 53 years doing residential and commercial roofing. Give us a call at 922-7246. Good luck, high school athletes.
On the Rock, welcome back to those of you viewing tonight's action at RadioPlusInfo.com. Michigan Herb is checking into the broadcast. Thank you so much. McFarland now will go over to Kraus on the far side wing. Brings it back to right. Top of the key, Bauer is in his pocket, and Lorenz touches on the left-hand side to McFarland. McFarland off the screen, pops Schrader. Schrader looks for Kraus. Kraus to right, putting it on the deck. And a pass inside. Good job by Austin Fine. And a double team. They whip it inside the paint, take it away by Springs. And there is another steal. And this one goes in favor of the Vikings. A little 3-on-2. Lorenz goes up high and no good. Rebound taken by Ditter. Ditter looks ahead. And Gerard Stegbauer is in. Now Baker dumps it inside for Fine. Fine flipping, fading, got it, and the foul, no, traveled. Austin Fine traveled with it. Pretty nice move down low, but officials say no go before the traveling call there. It's still a 14-7 ball game on your Ignesian Bone and Joint Health scoreboard. Our first half presented by Record Entertainment DJ Service. Log on recordentertainment.com and call 924-7535. Mitch McFarland will pass it up, and he'll go to right, back to McFarland, threading the needle up and under. Mitch, no, rebound taken by Fine. And he'll pull it down, go to Ricky Stegbauer, goes ahead with it to Baker. Baker back to Ricky, far side wing. He'll hand off to Gerard Stegbauer, sets a screen for him, gives it back to Jake. Jake back up top, Ricky. Ricky with the left hand behind the back, dribbles to the right elbow, out of bounds. Intended for Stegbauer on that far side elbow. Ball tipped. Springs turnover, WLA Basketball. Checking in now is Mason Herkstroder for WLA. Herwig checks back in. Shoot me an email. Let me know where you're listening from. Nick R at WFDL.com. And they get it across the timeline. Kraus will now touch it high on the left. And now to Herwig, dumps it inside. Over to Schmitz, off the window and in. The harm and the hoop and the foul. And there goes Eric Schmitz to the free throw line. And the run is now 13-2 in favor of WLA. And it's a 16-7 ball game. Vikings at 12-8, but their record is a little deceiving because they played some pretty good competition. Kiel is pretty good from the Eastern Wisconsin Conference. Schmitz misses the end one. And they go down low to Jake Baker. Baker to Gerard Stegbauer. Stegbauer goes up and got fouled. Into the lineup now for Springs is Blake Ottery off the bench for the first time here tonight. Gerard Stegbauer is shooting free throws. But Sheboygan Falls and Amro, both pretty good contenders. Kiel as well. And they played Valders. They played Ripon tough earlier this year. Stubbed their toe in the first game of the season against Campbellsport. That was all the way back November the 24th. We did that game. I remember that game from Campbellsport. That's always a tough place to play, by the way. Gerard Stegbauer connecting on the first. Second one is on the way. Bend at the knees, flip at the right wrist. It's up and good. But WLA is in a pretty tough regional. They have Ripon, they have Waupun, and a host of other teams, too. We'll talk more about that continuing on. And Springs, they got a pretty tough regional too. Oshkosh Lourdes is in there. Marcus Ann is in there as well. Shot on the way, no good. Mitch McFarland gets the offensive glass. That's short. He pulls it down again, goes off the window and no. And another offensive rebound. Mitch McFarland with 3 offensive rebounds in that sequence. Foul is called on the Ledgers. And foul is called on Austin Fine. He'll take a seat with his first personal foul. That's the 5th on the Ledgers of the half. Kurt Miller guarding the inbounds pass, and that's Herwig. And WLA to run a play with under 9 to play here in the first half, 16-9. WLA lead. McFarland now goes with it, right side. They look for Lorenz. Lorenz shields off Miller, goes up and no good. Rebound tipped around and taken by the Ledgers. They push ahead to Baker. Good job by Ottery. Ottery touches it now, goes to the baseline, gets cut off. finds Gerard Stegbauer, looking for Ricky Stegbauer off the screen. They dump it over to Ottery. Ottery feeds Stegbauer back up top to Baker. He'll touch now to the left elbow. Looks for Ricky. Ricky cut off on the baseline. Looks for Baker. Baker tries his way inside the paint. Goes up and under with the shot too hard. Rebound taken by Miller. Flipping, fading, no. Again, Kurt there for the rebound. WLA there to rip it away, though. Vikings hustling for the basketball. And there's Mitch McFarland, far side. He's going to be double teamed on the wing. He's got to give it up to Herwig. Herwig, they bounce pass it for Schmitz off the window and no good. Rebound taken by Ottery. Ottery for Gerard Stegbauer. Stegbauer looks for Ricky, back to Gerard, and there's a pass for Ottery. Ottery looks for Baker, back to Blake. Now goes left-hand side, inside to Miller. Miller turning, flipping, fading, got it. There's Kurt Miller. He's got his first bucket of the night. Kurt pacing Springs at 11 a game. He's going to have to score a couple more than that here tonight for the Ledgers to put up a fight against WLA. 16-11, Vikings with the lead. They find Schmidt streaking through, and he can't hold on to the basketball. Now they find Jake Baker. Baker spinning his way to Miller. Miller got hacked on the way up, and there's out of bounds. Off of Springs, off of Miller. WLA basketball. Christian McGalloway comes in now for the Ledgers, as does Blake Bauer. If you are viewing tonight's game, shoot me an email, nickr@wftl.com, nickr@wftl.com. We would love to hear from you. It's a 5-point advantage here for the Vikings on senior night. Last time these two teams met, Noah Lorenz had 16, Eric Schmitz had 13. McFarland scoring there, he's got 3, and the lead is pushed back up to 7 for the Vikings. Shot on the way, and that one's too hard by Moll. Lorenz there for the rebound. He'll push ahead, and they'll go to Herwig on the far side. Herwig got some contact on the way up, and he got fouled. And Herwig going to the free throw line. That might be on McGalloway, I think it is. And that will be his first personal of the ball game, 6th as a team for the Ledgers. Pretty balanced scoring for Springs last time these two teams met. Clay Scheffner had 9, Miller had 6, Stegbauer and Baker each had 6 as well. Springs won both games last year in 2014. Missing the first is Joe Herwig. They split back in 2013. Springs won them both again back in 2012, and they split back in 2011. So it's been a while since the Vikings have swept the Ledgers. Connecting on 1 of 2 is Herwig, and it's a 19-11 ball game with 6:29 left to go here in the first half. Ricky Stegbauer, long-range tray bomb, right side of the rim, doesn't go. There's a pass going up ahead with the basketball. Looks for Schrader. Schrader now to right. Right now back over left-hand side. He'll go to Herwig. Herwig looks for right. There's a 3 pocket. No. Schmitz rebound up and under over Miller. No. Kurt there for the defensive rebound. Miller gives it off to a guard. Ricky will touch now. Ricky will flip to McGalloway, top of the key. McGalloway goes to Moll. Moll picks up his dribble and will feed McGalloway. They dump it inside for Kurt. Miller spins his way to the left side, up and in. There's Kurt Miller. He's got 4 points, 19-13. WLA lead with 5:39 left to go. There's a ball movement there. Body's loose. Ball is on the deck. Schmitz, a nice punch of the basketball. McFarland now looking for a long-range jumper. No good. Kurt Miller is there for the rebound. McGalloway touches it now, far side of the court. He'll be cut off, and he will look for Blake Bauer. Bauer now feeds McGalloway on the right wing. McGalloway feeds Bauer far side. Looks for Miller inside off the window. Doesn't go. The struggles down low for Kurt Miller continue in the low block here tonight. And Vikings control now, and that's Jackson Schrader. Schrader looks for Schmitz. Schmitz, Miller working on him, top of the key, crossover, now goes over on the left-hand side, and there's an up and under shot, up and in. Nice layup by Joe Herwig. And there's Blake Bauer with 4:40 left to go. 21-13. Vikings with the lead. Ignition and Bone and Joint House scoreboard. Josh Mull ball fakes to the left and goes to the right. He'll hand off to Ricky Stegbauer. Stegbauer loses it for a moment, regathers, punches it over to Bauer. Bauer now to McGalloway. Mull pops out on the right wing. They dump it inside for Kurt Miller. A low block, spins his way up and under off the window and in. There's Kurt Miller. He'll score down low for the Ledgers, and it's a 21-15 Viking lead. Ignition, Bone and Joint House scoreboard. Senior night tonight. Ditter did not get the start. He will in the second half. Crossover by Herwig, and he'll hand off to Schrader. Jackson Schrader, a bounce pass for right, top of the key, and he'll be guarded by Mull. They'll whip it over to Herwig. Herwig pulls up from the right elbow, goes to right, back up top, Schmitz. Schmitz touching for the Vikings, so he'll try his way down the right side and back up, and Kurt Miller's working on him in his right pocket. Picks up his dribble, and there's a 5-second call. Nope, timeout. Timeout taken on the court. We step aside for a timeout as well. High school basketball tonight on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
No regrets.
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today.
Your local Erie agent is Jackson Call Insurance Services, 920-923-4020.
Coverage in tonight's game is presented in part by your Edward Jones financial advisor, Stan Sprader, Ben Berchi, Pam Tellefson, Steve Millen, Doug Shireman, Jeff Wills of Fond du Lac. Vikings are moving to our right. Vikings in their traveling blue uniforms. The Ledgers in their home whites. Noah Lorenz, a bounce pass for Herkstroder, got fouled. Maybe. Nope. Officials don't call it on the way up. But the Ledgers control it now. And there's a pass from McGalloway. He'll look over to Mull working from the corner. They dump it inside for Fine. Fine spinning his way. Right hand hook. No good. Out of bounds. Vikings retain, or I should say the Ledgers retain possession. Badger Tire halftime show is coming up. A chance to win from Taco Bell. Hang on for that. 21-15, Ledgers trailing. Double team down low on Audrey. They tip it over to McGalloway. McGalloway will hand off to Audrey. Audrey feeds ball to the left side, Baker. Baker now touching it, directing traffic, under 3 to play here in the half. McGalloway touching it now, and now goes over to Audrey. Audrey now looks for Mull. Mull to Baker, left side. Baker rips it back down. McGalloway, there's a long 3 ball. He's got it, and it's a 21-18 ball game. Pretty big shot there by Christian McGalloway for the Ledgers. Controlling it now is McFarland. McFarland, sweet little move inside, can't get the 15-footer to go. And there's Baker down the far side. Baker pulls up, now hands off to Josh Mull. There is a 5-second violation, and they will turn it over. Ledgers do. And Ditter coming in now. Schmitz coming in. And Schrader takes a seat, as does Josh Mull. 3-point cushion by the Vikings. 21-18, Ledgers trailing on your Ignition Bone and Joint House scoreboard. Herwig hands off to McFarland off the screen by Lorenz, looking for a give and go, can't find it. And controlling it is Kraus. Kraus now goes over far side. He'll look for Lorenz, to Schmitz, back to Lorenz. Lorenz pulls up left elbow, too hard. Rebound, out of bounds, off of WLA Springs Basketball. Coming in now is Ricky Stegbauer. 2-minute warning here from the ledge. Half one, 21-18, Vikings with the lead. Badger Tire halftime show is coming up. We'll try to get an update from Omro. Omro and Laconia tonight for the outright lead in the Flyaway Conference. If the Vikings can pull it off, they would have a shot at a share for the title next week, Thursday. Off the screen, Ricky Stegbauer, a three, no good. There's a foul on the Ledgers, and McFarland got the defensive rebound. Again, a foul going against the Ledgers. I think that was on Austin Fine, and that will be his second. He's going to come to the bench, and Kurt Miller is going to come in. WLA, they've won 4 out of 5. After losing 4 in a row, Vikings have turned it on. Meanwhile, the Ledgers, they previously won 3 in a row before a 2-game losing streak. And Mitch McFarland connects on the first of a bonus. He'll earn the second one coming up here. 93 seconds left to go in the half. There's a second one. That one went halfway down and spit out. McFarland gets the offensive rebound, throws up a short shot out of bounds. Off of Springs, WLA Basketball. Jeremiah Hoffman in his 8th year at the school. 107-81, his varsity mark there. Meanwhile, Kyle Krieger, 284 and 268 in his 17th year at the school. McFarland now goes up and under. Mitch with a sweet move. He'll score. Great move by the senior leader there. And he's got 6 points. 24 to 18. The Vikings with the lead. Dinner controlling it now. He'll look for Ricky Stegbauer right of the circle. Baker pops out. He feeds Ottery. Ottery dumping it inside for Miller. Shot. Baker corner. No. And there's Noah Lorenz with the rebound to Schmitz up ahead. Schmitz loses it for a moment, and he'll regather from the corner with under a minute to play. And there is stop play. Ball squirts out of bounds. Vikings still have the basketball. Watching tonight's game, shoot me an email, Nick R, Nickr at WFTL.com, or you can jump aboard our Twitter page. Hashtag RP Sports, Twitter handle at Nick Rush WFTL. 44.9 left to go. Vikings with the lead and the basketball. McFarland now has got a top of the key, and he'll pass to Kraus. Kraus back to Mitch. Mitch McFarland scoring over 1,000 points in his varsity career. Lorenz will tip it up and go to Schmitz with it. Schmitz pulls up, dumps it down low, and there's an air ball shot. Schmitz now controlling in the paint, and he got fouled. Good ball movement by Schmitz. Had an open shot, passed it up, and dumped it down low. But Haraway couldn't convert down low. 24 ticks left to go here in the first half. At the free throw line is Eric Schmitz. Bauer will come in now. Ottery takes a seat for the Ledgers. If the Vikings again can pull this off, big matchup in the Wisconsin Flyway next Thursday. That would be for the conference. And there's a free throw attempt and good. Second one is on the way by Eric Schmitz, who has 3 tonight. And make it 4. 24 seconds left to go here in the half. 26-18, the Vikings with the lead on your Ignatian Bone and Joint House scoreboard. Springs calling for one final shot. Blake Bauer has it, a chest pass for Baker, back to Bauer, 10 seconds left to go. Bauer controlling and working on him is McFarland. They'll feed off to Ricky Stegbauer. Stegbauer goes to Baker, 3 seconds left to go. Jake pulls up, no good. That's the end of the half. It is 26-18. Vikings with the lead on your Ignatian Bone and Joint Health scoreboard. Take a timeout and come back to the Ledge after this. 95-96 won the Rock.
Good one.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
And
as we count down from 5, 4, 3, 2-1 goal. And the winner is number 35, Lucas Ramaker. Prizes tonight donated from Phillies on fourth and Mount. Phillies on the vertical mound. Is it time for that funny dance?
Over the last 4 years, I don't know if you can tell, but I, as coach, cannot really tell. We placed fifth, followed by a fourth place finish at state, and finally this year a second place state finish, which means that these ladies put a lot of time, effort, and dedication into the program. We're going to make up and thank you.
I think Stephanie said that the Ledger dance team took second at state. Come on, people! Way to go, ladies.
And now you'll be witnessing what you'd love to end your season with, the boy-girl dance.
Well, there will be boys on the court anyway.
On The Rock. We are video streaming this game as well at radioplusinfo.com. We're at the half, and your score at the half, 26-18 in favor of the Vikings. Noah Lorenz with 10 points for WLA. Mitch McFarland, a quiet 6 here tonight. 4 for Eric Schmitz, 3 for Zach Wright, and Joe Herwig has 3 as well. For the Ledgers, Kurt Miller leading the way with 6 points, 3 apiece for Christian McGalloway, Ricky Stegbauer, and Jake Baker has 2. 2 for Austin Fine, and Gerard Stegbauer has 2 as well. Vikings have done a pretty good job of rebounding the basketball here tonight so far, and the Ledgers have got to do a better job of boxing out, and again, their shots have not fallen here tonight. They have to do a better job of finding the bottom of the net. It hasn't been a very pretty shooting chart for the Ledgers. I don't have their exact numbers, but it's not been all that well. I would have to say shooting under 20% from the field. They've had a couple of looks, but their shots down low have not fell. Kurt Miller's had a tough time with Lorenz and with with McFarland kind of sinking down low in the post as well here tonight. So things will have to get straightened out there. The shooting, and if you're the Ledgers, sometimes you just have to keep shooting, and eventually you have to try to create your own shots there. Eventually some things will go in and go your direction. And for the Vikings, they've done a really nice job, as I mentioned, of rebounding the basketball, and they've done a pretty nice job of shooting the ball as well. And if you take a look at the free throws, the Vikings have been to the free throw line 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 times. The Ledgers have been there twice in the first half. Lorenz, a perfect 4 out of 4. WLA has only missed one free throw, and that was McFarland on the second of a bonus. So pretty good job by the Vikings making their free throws from the charity stripe here so far in the ball game. Again, at your score at the half, 26-18, Badger Tire. They sponsor our halftime show. We will have Taco Bell trivia after this on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
This is Steve from Manali. Does it?
Back here on top of the ledge, 95 and 96.1 The Rock. We are video streaming this game as well at radioplusinfo.com. Badger Tire, they sponsor our halftime report. Thank you so much. It's time to win some trivia. Taco Bell is our trivia sponsor for the contest. If you would like to win Taco Bell tacos, I have a trivia question for you. Here we go. This weekend, the boys basketball seeding meetings take place. Basically what happens is all the coaches around the state of Wisconsin in their respective divisions go to a school, they go to a neutral site, and they pitch their case for what seed they should be in the WIAA boys basketball playoffs. And if you remember, all teams, regardless of their record, every team in the state does make the playoffs in the WIAA boys basketball system. So here's your question tonight. We need to know what division each of these two teams are in. What division is Springs in, and what division is WLA in? 920-929-9600. Again, what division, both of these two teams, what divisions are they in? And I'll give you a hint. They're not in the same division. They will never meet in the WIAA boys basketball playoffs. What division are these two teams in? 920-929-9600. Your Taco Bell trivia question. Give Andy a call here at the radio station. For the Vikings, their division is pretty tough. They have a tough regional. Taking a peek at some of the schools involved there. Berlin, they're down a little bit this year. Campbellsport, they're down as well. But Laconia, of course, from the flyaway here. Amro, they're in their regional. Ripon, Waupun, all those teams, Laconia, Ripon, Waupun, WLA, very, very tough competition in their regional. For the Ledgers, you take a peek at their regional, and they have some of the eastern schools in their regional. They'll be faced with Ozaki. They'll have Random Lake, Markesan, Oshkosh, Lourdes, Kohler, Howards Grove, and those schools. But what divisions are each of these two schools in? 929-9600. Need to know Springs and WLA. 26-18 is your score as we begin second half number two. Two teams will switch sides of the court. Springs coming at us on your video screen and radio dial here. Vikings moving away from us to the far side of the court. Ledgers in their home whites, Vikings in their road blues. Josh Ditter is starting in the second half for the Ledgers. That's the only change as far as the lineups go for Kyle Krieger. No change for Jeremiah Hoffman and the Vikings. There's Ricky Stegbauer, can't get it to go. Do have a score update. Amro, they lead 31-17 with 13:30 left to go over Laconia in the second half. And there is Eric Schmitz. Schmitz has got 6 points. The Vikings extend their lead. They're up by 10 now, 28-18 on your Ignesian Bone and Joint House scoreboard. Ditter will feed Kurt Miller. Miller to the free throw line. He'll hand off to Ricky Stegbauer. Jake Baker now touching it. Jake down the right side of the lane. Can't get the follow-up. And there's Austin Fine down low to clean it up. That's something Springs needs to do more of. Offensive rebounds and putbacks. They dump it inside for Lorenz off the window and in. Noah Lorenz. He'll score from the far side. And they exchange buckets back and forth. 30-20, back to a 10-point cushion. Ricky Stegbauer will feed Jake Baker. 3, Jake front of the rim, no. It bounces into Joe Herwig's hands. Herwig looking for Mitch McFarland, rips it back down, looks for Kraus. Kraus to Herwig. Herwig to Lorenz, working from the corner. And he'll feed Herwig, who will direct traffic. Couple of minutes in. 30-20 is your score. And with it now is Eric Schmitz. Schmitz now will bounce pass for Lorenz. Lorenz, they dump it inside for McFarland, can't control it. Now finally gets it back and tips it over to Herwig. Ricky Stegbauer steps out on him. Herwig looks for Lorenz from the corner, long two, got it. Lorenz has got the hot hand. He's got 14 tonight. And there's a timeout taken by Kyle Krieger. It is a 6-2 run to start the second half in favor of the Vikings. Back after this on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
At the Agnesian Health Shop, find all your home medical and respiratory needs under one roof. Women's health, mom and baby products, mobility devices, specialty items, and a full line of Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes for men and women. Our respiratory and sleep services offer both home oxygen and products for those diagnosed with sleep apnea. And the friendliest associates will help you select just the products you need and assist you with billing questions. Visit us at our new location, 307 Camelot Drive in Fond du Lac. Agnesian Healthcare. You're never far from good health.
RadioPlusInfo.com. Congratulations to the WLA football coach, John Boggs. He won trivia from Taco Bell. There you go. Thanks for listening tonight, John. And John knew the answer. Owen Sparts has it. We'll give you that answer in a moment. From the corner, Jake Baker, a tray bomb, doesn't go. And Miller and Lorenz battle for it, and the Ledgers come away with a loose rebound. And there's Sparts working from the corner. McFarland's on him. And they'll go for Blake Bauer. Bauer working on Kraus. He'll hand off to Baker. Baker, top of the ring with it. Crossover goes behind the Vikings defense, and there's a traveling call. They get Audrey on the travel. WLA in Division 3. Again, they'll be paired with the likes of Laconia, Omro, Ripon, Waupun. That is a very tough regional. But the Vikings have a pretty good ball club this year. Meanwhile, Springs, they're in Division 4. And they'll be with Howards Grove and Kohler, Oshkosh Lourdes Academy, Random Lake, Dodgeland. Marcus Anders ranked in the division as well. McFarland goes up and slams it home. Mitch McFarland with a flush, 34-20, and it is an 8-2 run in favor of the Vikings. Vikings battling hard here on top of the ledge. McFarland got the loose ball, got some separation, went up and flushed her in. Two-handed slam for Mitch McFarland. That'll get the crowd going for the Vikings. Waukesha West is the side of the sectional there. Or Sheboygan North, I should say. And there's a long three, and that one bounces up and doesn't go in. McFarland's there for the rebound. For WLA, their sectional semifinal site is West Bend. Goes out of bounds off of Springs. WLA with the basketball. Inbounding in now is Justin Kraus. Kraus for the Vikings, gets it in, and he'll go to for Harrowig. Harrowig hands off McFarland, back to Harrowig, puts it on the deck from the corner. Gerard Stagebauer steps out on him, and McFarland touches it now for the Vikings. Again, congratulations to Mitch. I think he's, third on the all-time scoring list for WLA players. Got his 1,000th point a couple weeks ago. Nice little ceremony ahead of the, I think it was ahead of the Mayville game. At that ceremony there. Schmitz will touch it high on the left-hand side. He'll go to Lorenz. Lorenz loses it for a moment, gathers, and goes to Kraus. Kraus for Harrowig. Into Kraus, throws it out of bounds. Loses it, and Springs basketball. To begin the second half, it is an 8-2 run in favor of the Vikings. It would be the first time in a number of years that the Vikings would sweep the Ledgers. Springs swept them last year. They split the year prior to that. Now they throw it to Josh Mull. Mull goes up and lays it in. Josh Mull scoring there. 34-22. On the other end, there's Mitch McFarland, draws the harm, and he's going to go to the free throw line. That's the first free throw for the Vikings of the second half, soon to be. But I mentioned this earlier. The Vikings did a great job of getting to the free throw line. They got to the line 10 times in the first half and made 9 of them. So far, the Ledgers, have been to the line just twice. McFarland misses his first. For McFarland, usually a pretty sure free throw shooter at 73%. He's missed a couple tonight. Here's Mitch at the line, and Jinkston misses another one. And there's an offensive rebound, but players are diving for it, and the officials, nothing left to do but call a jump ball. And the possession arrow will stay with the traveling blue shirts of the Vikings. Harold to inbound the basketball now with 12:50 left to go. Harold now goes for Eric Schmitz. Will touch now. Schmitz on the deck with it. Draw some contact, and he got fouled. Another foul called on the Ledgers. And that's on Kurt Miller. That's correction, that's on Gerard Stegbauer. McFarland touches it now, and he'll go to right. Right back, McFarland working on Bauer, goes up and under with the right hand and rolls in. Great move by Mitch McFarland. He's got 10. Blake Bauer coming quickly the other way with it. Josh Mull will touch it now to Gerard Stegbauer. Stegbauer gets cut off by McFarland. He's got to give it up over on the left-hand side to Baker. Baker now looks for Gerard Stegbauer inside the paint, loses it for a moment, gathers at the free throw line, feeds it to Jake. Jake inside to Austin, foul called. Nope, timeout. Timeout taken by Kyle Krieger, 36-22. It is a 14-point lead for the Vikings, and we're coming back after this. 95-96 won the Rock.
We need to talk about your future. Wait, I'll keep this quick. There's more than one recipe for success. Maybe you already have your heart set on a career. Or maybe you just want to do something. Either way, Moraine Park can help. Don't tune out. Do Moraine Park. Visit our website or call to get started. Moraine Park Technical College, for those driven to do. Hey, hook me up.
That's 907-1400.
Goes to the forecourt with it. Jake throws it up off the glass, and that one goes in. There's Jake Baker, who's got 4 points here tonight with 12:03 left to go, and there's a foul on Blake Bauer. I have a message here. Got an email from Steve Ottery. Big happy birthday to the Ottery Quads. Allie and Brendan, Colin, and Destiny Ottery all turn 19 today. 2015 graduates of St. Mary's Springs. Harroway goes high off the window and he'll score. And there's Ricky Stegbauer, throws up a wild shot. That one doesn't go, and rebound taken by Lorenz, goes up ahead with it to McFarland. McFarland, corner three ball, got it. And there is Harrowig scoring there. It's a 41-24 advantage in favor of the Vikings, and there's a foul called. And Ricky Stegbauer going to the free throw line. We've seen this before by Springs. We saw it in meeting number 1 against Omro, in meeting number 2 against Omro. We saw it in Rosendale against Laconia. The Ledgers just cannot find a way to start hot in the second half. And Ricky Stegbauer connecting on both free throws. Ledgers have just struggled all season long coming out of the locker room in the second half. And we see a 15-point cushion by the Vikings. And they go to right McFarland, Schmitz along to Eric, got it to go. And there's 8 for Eric Schmitz. 43-26, 17-point cushion by the Vikings. Gerard Stegbauer's got it. Gerard pulls it back down. Mull will chase it down in the backcourt. 10:50 left to go. Again, congratulations to John Boggs, our halftime winner. John can stop on by the radio station, pick up your tacos, John. How the Vikings football team looking next year? in a tough flyaway conference. Always, this conference is one of the better conferences around the area, isn't it? Always competitive every year. Always good games on the schedule. Vikings go back on defense, that man-to-man set. Josh Moll will touch high on the left-hand side. Ricky Stegbauer's got a 3-bomb, doesn't go. And there's a foul by Springs. Ignatian Bone and Joan-House scoreboard reads 43-26. Ledgers trail by 17. Mayville is at Lemira tonight. North Fond du Lac is at St. Mary Springs Academy. That is a non-conference game. And Omro still leads Laconia big time. And Omro would go to 10-1. WLA would be 9-2 with a win. What that means is the Vikings would have to beat Omro to get a share of the flyaway next Thursday. That's the regular season finale. And there's a foul down the right side of the lane. And Jackson Schroeder got fouled on the way up, and he's going to go to the line. Foul's called on Josh Moll. That is his second, and that's the team's 5th. Shot at the line, good. Shot good by Schroeder. That's his first point of the night. Anders Auto Parts, they sponsor our post-game show. If you're looking for quality auto parts in the area, contact Anders Auto Parts, Sibley Street off of North Main, Fond du Lac. MPTC, they sponsor our player of the game. And there's a layup by Moll. Missed Austin Fine there to clean it up for the Ledgers. 45-28. 17-point lead for the Vikings, under 10 to play. And there's Joe Harrowig. Harrowig going hard to the hole, doesn't get it to go. Rebound taken by Fine, he throws it away. Wright controlling to Kraus, Lorenz. Lorenz goes back up top with it. And he'll go to Schrader. And Schrader looks for Harrowig, goes over to Wright. Wright now will travel to the far side wing. He'll hand off for Kraus. Kraus to Harrowig. They hand off back and forth. And Kraus feeds Wright back to Kraus. 9:20 left to go. 45-28. Ledgers trail. There's a tip and a steal by Moll. He'll go up, and he got stripped on the way up. Good job by WLA. Good hustle defense back down the court. Miller comes back in, and Ditter comes back in. Springs 9-10 on the season. WLA at 12-8. Vikings have won 4 out of 5. Ledgers have dropped 2 straight. Miller fronting it inside, now going to the baseline on the spin move, doesn't get it to go. There's Josh Moll. He'll fight for the board. Ricky Stegbauer dives on the deck, but a timeout taken by Jeremiah Hoffman with under 9 to play in the ball game. 45-28 in favor of the Vikings. We're coming back to the Ledge after this. 95-96 won the Rock.
Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, home to Lenz Truck, the nation's largest used truck dealer. At Lenz Truck, we sell more used trucks than any other dealership in America. We have over 400 trucks to choose from and sell over 250 trucks per month. You see, the more we sell, the more you save. We buy more, we sell more, you save more. But what people don't know is we finance, which saves you even more.
We got the trucks and Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks!
There we go. Welcome back to those of you viewing tonight's action. Kind of trying to sync up the radio and the video here. We got her straight for you. Eric Schmidt is going to touch now high on the right-hand side, and coming to it is Kraus. Then a little give and go to find Schmitz again. Schmitz over the top of Miller. He can't get it to go. There's a defensive rebound by Springs, taken away by WLA. And there's Mitch McFarland in the In the action again, a pass for Kraus. Kraus top of the key, chasing it down to Schrader. With 8:14 left to go in the ball game, 45-28. Vikings with the lead. And there's Eric Schmitz. Schmitz will now go with it, and he will hand off to Herkstroder. Herkstroder now will go over to Schrader. Schrader for Schmitz. Schmitz over Miller, off the window, doesn't go, tipped around, taken back by Kraus to McFarland. Fond du Lac Credit Union, the Pump and Pantry, Taco Bell, Moraine Park Technical College, St. Mary Springs Academy, Anders Auto Parts, Bob's 151 Transmission Center, Dreyer Collision, and American Bank. Many sponsors sponsoring this broadcast here tonight. And Mason Herkstroder goes right around the Ledger. Defense down low. Great ball movement by the Ledger, by the Vikings. And it's a 47-28, 19-point Viking lead. 7:19 left to go. Ledger's control. And they dump it inside to Miller. Miller cannot get it to go. And there's Josh Mall, who collects himself down low, and he'll score. 47-30, back to a 17-point lead with under 7 to play here in the game. Vikings trying to solidify themselves as a good seed in Division 3. If Umbro wins tonight, it would be for a share of the conference next week, Thursday, and that game is in Fond du Lac here at WLA. And Mason Herkstroder will pass it over on the right-hand side for Schrader. Schrader now looks over to McFarland. McFarland into a double team, dumps it down low, and that is partially blocked from behind by the Ledgers. Under 6:20 left to go. They go quickly down the court with it. Josh Mull will pass for Ricky Stegbauer. Stegbauer passes it over to Josh Mull. Mull hands it off to Ditter. Ditter now will feed Ricky Stegbauer. Top of the key, looks for Christian McGalloway. McGalloway will find Mull. They dump it inside for Miller. Got fouled. (47-30). Under 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. Kurt Miller is at the free throw line here for the Ledgers. Kurt Miller, a very, very quiet 6 points. He has yet to score in the second half until now. He's got 7. This is a player that averages 11 a game. Lorenz comes back in. As I mentioned before, Noah Lorenz is a pretty good ball player. And this is a guy that is just a sophomore. So he will have a couple of pretty good years left in this WLA program. He'll be a first, second team all-conference in the years to come. 15-point game. Vikings with the lead. Kraus will now pass right side for Herwig. Herwig back to Kraus. Far side wing extended. Now they go to Herwig. Herwig back to Kraus. They exchange with 5:30 left to go. Seating meetings for WLA Saturday morning. And there's Lorenz. He gets cut off. Passes it to Herwig to Schmitz. Schmitz spinning his way into paint. Throws up an off-balance shot and got it to go. And there's Schmitz again. He's got 10 tonight. 6 of the 10 coming in the second half. Josh Mull goes up and lays it in. And he's got 6, all 6 of those come in the second half. Under 5 to play, 15-point game. Ledger seating meetings are in Random Lake, and that is Sunday afternoon for Kyle Krieger. And there's Herwig. Herwig will feed Kraus. McFarland comes and chases it down now for the Vikings. McFarland now going down the left side, flips it. Lorenz, long 2, bangs it out, no. Rebound taken by the Ledgers. Josh Mull has got it, and Blake Bauer touches it now. And they dump it inside for Kurt Miller. Miller gives it up to Josh Mull, top of the key. 3-ball bangs out. And Schmitz there for the defensive rebound with approaching the 4-minute mark left to go in the ball game. There's a timeout taken on the court. We'll take a time out with you. Be back after this on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
Since 1928, Musa Sheet Metal Company of Oshkosh has had a commitment to quality and customer service second to none. Over the past 87 years, they have remained true to that commitment and made it their prime importance. Their mission, to create a quality product for a fair price while maintaining the integrity that has made the company survive for over 80 years. So whether you're looking for architectural sheet metal, industrial ventilation, or more, go to musasheetmetal.com. And remember, if it's metal, it's Musa.
No regrets. If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened. At rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today.
Your local Erie agent is Jackson Call Insurance Services, 920-923-4020.
At the Agnesian Health Shop, find all your home medical and respiratory needs under one roof. Women's health, mom and baby products, mobility devices, specialty items, and a full line of Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes for men and women. Our respiratory and sleep services offer both home oxygen and products for those diagnosed with sleep apnea. And the friendliest associates will help you select just the products you need and assist you with billing questions. Visit us at our new location, 307 Camelot Drive in Fond du Lac. Agnesian Healthcare. You're never far from good health.
McFarland for the Vikings will feed right side. Mitch goes high off the glass and scores. 51-34. And there's a long shot there, and that one doesn't go. It goes out of bounds. Trying to find that Amro score for you. See if we can get a final on that ball game. And Mitch McFarland controlling now. Amro leads 44-29 over Laconia with a couple of minutes left to go there. 3:23 left to go here. 51-34. Again, the score was 26-18 at the half. WLA has led pretty much the entire ball game. At one point, I think it was 4-3 Springs, but since that point, it's been all WLA. Vikings in no hurry to throw up a shot there. Vikings controlling from the corner, looks Haraway, and now a double team trap in the corner. And the Vikings skip it away across court for Lorenz. Under 3 to play. Lorenz looks for Mitch McFarland. McFarland now goes to Justin Kraus. Kraus now will hand off to Jackson Schroeder. Schroeder now looks for Mitch McFarland. They dump it over on the left-hand side for Schrader, and there's a layup and up and in. Just went right around the Ledger defense, 2:30 left to go. 53-34, and there's Blake Bauer throws up a shot. That one doesn't go, and the shooting struggles continue here for the Ledgers. They go across court with it. Haraway's got it. Kraus. 2:12 left to go. 53-34, 19-point WLA lead. And there's a foul called on Ricky Stegbauer, and that will put the Vikings at the free throw line. Timeout taken by Kyle Krieger. Take a timeout, and we'll come back with more from St. Mary's Springs Academy in this Flyaway Conference boys basketball game next. 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
We need to talk about your future. Wait, I'll keep this quick. There's more than one recipe for success. Maybe you already have your heart set on a career. Or maybe you just want to do something. Either way, Moraine Park can help. Don't tune out. Do Moraine Park. Visit our website or call to get started. Moraine Park Technical College, for those driven to do. Hey, hook me up.
96-1 The Rock. We are video streaming this game as well here tonight.
1400.
Back to action here with 1:50 left to go. It's all Vikings, 19-point lead. Lorenz goes up over a double team and scores. Again, he's a nice player. Springs has not had an answer for him either tonight or the first time that they played. And a stop a play here. 1:36 left to go. Badger Tire, Scotty's Auto Works, American Bank, Jackson Call Insurance. Many sponsors here tonight. And some substitutions in now. Alex Palmer comes in. Zach Gilgenbach comes in for the Ledgers. Andrew Peterson will come in. Zach Schrader comes in for WLA. John O'Connor will come in for the Vikings as well. And Josh Thiesfeld comes in for WLA. And the Ledgers throw it away. 1:36 left to go. It's a 21-point Ledger deficit. And Mitch McFarland will take a seat. Great game for Mitch here tonight. He finishes up with 12 points for Mitch McFarland. And for the first time in a number of years, the Vikings are going to sweep the Ledgers. Vikings will go into the postseason, not next week, but the week after, with a pretty good chance at a nice seed. They'll have to contend with Waupun. They didn't play Waupun this year. Waupun's ranked number 3 in the state, Division 3. They'll have to contend with Ripon because WLA lost to Ripon. That'll hurt them at the seeding meeting. And they lost to Omro early, or they lost to Omro earlier this year, and that will hurt them in the seeding as well. So WLA, if you're looking at things, I would predict them to be a 3 or a 4. If I were to put a magic wand to it, for WLA in Division 3, I'd say Waupun would be a 1, Omro would be the 2, or Laconia would be the 2, because Laconia beat Omro. So there's the interesting part there. So maybe Waupun 1, Laconia 2, Omro 3, WLA 4. Under 45 seconds left to play. 55-34, they throw up a shot. Anderson doesn't go. And the Vikings are going to win the basketball game. Again, your score right now, 55-34. And for the Ledgers, it'll be difficult with some pretty good teams in their regional. I would project Springs to be a 6 seed, 5 or a 6 seed, maybe a 4 if things go Kyle Krieger's way and he can put up a good case. But 5 seed is probably a safer bet for the Ledgers. 55-34, and time is going to melt away, and the Vikings still have a shot at the share of the Flyaway Conference Championship. Your final score, WLA 55, St. Mary's Springs 34 on your Ignesian Bone and Joint Health scoreboard. Anders Auto Parts, they have our post-game show, and they're coming up next on 95 and 96.1 The Rock.
Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, home to Lenz Truck, the nation's largest used truck dealer. At Lenz Truck, we sell more used trucks than any other dealership in America. We have over 400 trucks to choose from and sell over 250 trucks per month. You see, the more we sell, the more you save. We buy more, we sell more, you save more. But what people don't know is we finance, which saves you even more.
We got the trucks and Lenz Truck.
We got the trucks!
Since 1928, Musa Sheet Metal Company of Oshkosh has had a commitment to quality and customer service second to none. Over the past 87 years, they have remained true to that commitment and made it their prime importance. Their mission, to create a quality product for a fair price while maintaining the integrity that has made the company survive for over 80 years. So whether you're looking for architectural sheet metal, industrial ventilation, or more, go to musasheetmetal.com. And remember, if it's metal, it's Musa.
No regrets,
If only she'd parked in a garage. If only they had the chimney cleaned. If only they had Erie Insurance. Erie is seriously good insurance that treats you fairly and goes above and beyond to make you feel like your auto or home mishap never happened, at rates that'll save you as much as the other guys. So get a quote from Erie today.
Your local Erie agent is Jackson Call Insurance Services, 920-923-4020.
At the Agnesian Health Shop, find all your home medical and respiratory needs under one roof. Women's health, mom and baby products, mobility devices, specialty items, and a full line of Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes for men and women. Our respiratory and sleep services offer both home oxygen and products for those diagnosed with sleep apnea.
Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, home to Lenz Truck, the nation's largest used truck dealer. At Lenz Truck, we sell more used trucks than any other dealership in America. We have over 400 trucks to choose from and sell over 250 trucks per month. You see, the more we sell, the more you save. We buy more, we sell more, you save more. But what people don't know is we finance, which saves you even more.
Let's truck. Let's truck. We got the trucks and let's truck.
We got the trucks.
March 14th is the 96.1 TCX St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Fond du Lac Parade is at 3 o'clock and you need to get your business in front of the huge crowd. Register your business and compete for the chance to win the $100 Best in Show, 96.1 TCX and Irish's Traveling Trophy, and the $100 Best in Youth Prize. Visit our website at 961wtcx.com. Any questions, email Andrew at wfdl.com. Sponsored in part by Van Horn and The Reporter. Saturday, March 14th is the 96.1 TCX St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Fond du Lac Parade is at 3 o'clock and you need to get your business in front of the huge crowd. Register your business and compete for the chance to win the $100 Best in Show, 96.1 TCX and Irish's Traveling Trophy, and the $100 Best in Youth Prize. Visit our website at 961wtcx.com. Any questions, email Andrew at wfdl.com. Sponsored in part by Van Horn and The Reporter.